The economy is in tatters. Unemployment is on the rise, business is declining, and almost everything is affected by the economic crisis. But what does this mean for the classical guitar? This is the classical guitar. It was established in approximately 1500. It has taken many forms since then, including the 4-course guitar, which consists of 4 sets of gut strings, the 5-course guitar, which consists of 5 pairs of gut strings, and most famously the modern guitar, which is the current form. The modern guitar built up the reputation for the classical guitar. The form we see today was created by Antonio de Torres, and he is known as the father of the modern guitar. As part of my journey to find out the future of this amazing instrument, I interviewed classical guitarists Craig Ogden, Gordon Dunn, Dunn and Hickey, and guitar retail specialist Dave Smart.
Well, what I love about playing music and being a musician is really the music itself and the performing. Actually, I can't limit it to one thing. There's such a huge range of fantastic bonuses about being a musician. It's the travel, meeting people. Performing, performing is, if it goes well, particularly, is really ego gratifying.
There isn't a specific part of being a musician I enjoy the most, because I'm really lucky that I lead an incredibly varied life and lifestyle, and that on days when I'm performing, sometimes I yearn for teaching, and on days that I'm teaching, sometimes I wish I was performing. But also, the other things, for example, the composition or the taking, workshops and things like that. So it's the variety that appeals to me the most, I think.
To get a different perspective, I also went to meet a young university student who is a self-taught non-professional guitarist. He has a keen interest in the classical guitar and plays acoustic guitar in his spare time.
In terms of the economy, I'd say that music's at an all-time high. You can go online and you can download a song for 79p rather than buying a whole album, which is great. And I think that gives people a lot more choice. People would be reluctant to spend a tenner on an album where they like a few songs on it, which you'd have to have done before. But now you can just go on iTunes and choose your favourite songs from it. So I think even though people aren't buying whole albums now, I think there's a lot of single tracks being bought, so I don't think it's actually losing any money from that. In fact, it's probably gaining money.
I think the economy has affected the classical guitar a little bit, and music in general as well.
I think the broader situation, including tuition fees, will have some effect inevitably. People may start going abroad or give more consideration to going abroad for their undergraduate study. So it can't have had no effect, and certainly if you were talking to an orchestra or orchestral management, particularly something like the London Mozart players, whose Arts Council budget was massively slashed, then yeah, you'll get a completely different point of view.
There's no doubt that arts fundings and things like that have been cut, and from that perspective it's obviously bad news for performers.
The lower end of the market remains pretty strong, but and the very high end, when people have got the money to spend, they've still got the money. So when you're into 3,000 plus, I think people are still going to go out and buy those. But it's the mid band has definitely been knocked.
I always believe that people will always spend money on music and the arts because they need that escape from the real world and the recession. And people may stop buying sofas and TVs and things, but there will always be music and art because, it's food for the human soul, so to speak.
And so we have it. Like most things, the economy has hit the classical guitar industry in all aspects. Despite this, it has a strong future ahead, and I must say, I'm rather looking forward to it.